Hi there, welcome to day 3, or video 3 of my ADHD journey. Sorry, my dog wants to get in on the action. So today I'm going to talk about 10 ways that ADHD has affected my life. As I mentioned in the last video, I have primarily inattentive ADHD, so I've gone through the symptoms. If you want to watch that video, you can watch it up here. It's the first way that I think it's affected me is difficulty paying attention. The first time I can remember this affected me is in second class in school, when I was around 4 or 5 years old. It's the first time that I had to concentrate, I suppose, on schoolwork and getting work done in class. I was falling behind a lot, and when others were working in class, I was daydreaming or looking out the window, and I fell behind. I didn't get the work done that I was supposed to get done. I remember one of my first report cards from school was saying that he has abilities, but he is a daydreamer. And for parents out there, you may recognise some of that. As school progressed, I managed, but I fell behind. Certainly in subjects that I was less interested in. At 8 or 9 years old, I have a memory of being given a deadline by a teacher to really get my work up to date by a certain day, because I was just so far behind, and I had to spend a whole evening with my babysitter trying to get all my work up to date, and she couldn't understand why, which is funny, I suppose. As this situation got worse, my stress got worse. My stress levels as a child were sometimes pretty bad. I didn't want to go to school. I had tummy issues and what was later said to be IBS from that time onwards, even to today. I get stressed easily, as we'll come on to. I had other social issues perhaps as a child which affected those as well. Can't blame it all on ADHD. But as I got older, I developed more coping mechanisms. I was able to concentrate, like I said before, I was able to concentrate on some subjects that interested me more than others, like history or geography or English. I really liked in school, and that kind of was, I was lucky. I was able to bring that along with my other subjects, but I really didn't do homework. Like I said before, I didn't like doing homework. Studying was also an issue, and that brought on feelings of inadequacy, self-esteem issues, I think, and just not feeling like I was achieving what I should have been achieving, even at an early age in school. And I think a lot of people will recognise themselves in that. People with ADHD. If you do, comment down below and let me know how you get on and how your experiences differ. Because it's nice to have a little community. So as college progressed, as like I said before as well, doing assignments and exams were hard, and even after college, I was trying to do professional exams, and I wasn't able to do those. I was working full time, and studying and working full time with ADHD just wasn't an issue that I could deal with, and I didn't pass those exams. Well, I passed some of them, but I had to give up eventually, and I guess that was a low point in my life where I felt like a bit of a failure. But I moved on to other jobs and other careers, and thankfully didn't have serious repercussions. The second point, second way that ADHD has affected me perhaps is making mistakes and having a bad memory. I think they're connected issues. I feel like every day I could have that $1 million idea but I may forget it 5 minutes later if I don't write it down. As you can tell from me sitting here, I haven't had the $1 million idea yet, or if I have, I've forgotten it. So it can be frustrating even for simple things. The story of my most forgetful, scary story was when I was young, around 18, 19, travelling around Eastern Europe with some friends, and I had my passport in kind of a small carry-on bag, which I left on the seat beside me on the train, and we were jumping off the train very quickly, and I grabbed my main suitcase but forgot the bag with my passport on the train in the middle of Slovenia, which was a very scary experience. Now you may say that could happen to anyone, and it could, but I've had too many of those type of experiences. Luckily we were able to get the train. The train was just going up to a point and coming back, and we managed to get the train on the way back, and I got my passport and all was okay. I wasn't stuck in Slovenia. But it was a scary experience, and it does happen from time to time. I have also lost my passport on another occasion, which I will tell you in another video. But yeah, I mean, it makes you feel stupid sometimes. It makes you feel like a klutz and embarrassed, and it's difficult. I'm sure other people in that situation have felt it as well. Even this evening I went to the shop and came out of the shop and was home before I realised I had forgotten the main thing that I went to the shop for. So it's just something you do. The third issue I discussed maybe is restlessness and fidgeting, like sitting watching TV, or sometimes in the afternoon I might get restless and bored and I want to have a snack, or I want to have something unhealthy, and something that kind of satiates that. And again, if I'm stressed, it gets worse. I gain weight, it affects my self-image and self-esteem, and even as a child it was there. You may even see that the camera is stopping here because I don't want my belly on camera. So yeah, it does affect your self-image. I mean, it's maybe a slightly separate issue, but I think it's important to talk about, and I think in another video we may delve into the connection between ADHD and eating issues. And again, with restlessness and fidgeting, I can have a tendency, I work a lot obviously these days, like most people, on Zoom, and if I'm sitting on a Zoom call, I do sometimes zoom out, pun intended, and I can miss some details from meetings, or I mean, it's usually not serious. I can catch up and people will fill me in, but again, it is slightly embarrassing. The fourth issue I suppose to discuss is trouble coping with stress, which I do have sometimes. I mean, I find I get stressed easily, and sometimes even at silly things like he's not outside at the moment, but we have my neighbours have a dog next door who just has a very annoying yappy bark, and if he is outside he is barking, and other people that I live with or that are in the neighbourhood kind of say, oh, that's annoying, and move on, but to me it grates on my brain and I can't get over it, and it stresses me out more so than I think other people. And a connected issue to that, I think, is kind of a low frustration tolerance. I can get annoyed with things easily if my computer is loading slowly, or I think I can start shouting at it and getting angry, which is silly, but I do have a low frustration tolerance, and yeah, I don't know, that's 5 points. I think perhaps we don't want to have too long a video for our ADHD brain, so maybe I'll move on with the other 5 in my next video. Moving on to how I feel today with taking Ritalin. I don't feel a lot different to yesterday. I think perhaps my concentration isn't improving as much as I would like, although it has improved, and I think most of my concentration has gone into these videos perhaps rather than other things that it should go to. But hey, you're worth it. But yeah, I still had dizziness this morning, lightheadedness, which I wouldn't want to continue with. I don't know if it will abate soon. I don't know if other people have had this issue with Ritalin or if they've moved to different drugs. Please again let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you connect with any of the things that I've spoken with today, please let me know as well. I'd just like to know. Okay, so I think that's enough for today, guys. If any of this resonated with you, if you're undiagnosed, you feel you may have ADHD, please do go to your doctor. It's something that we can all deal with. There's a lot of research on ADHD these days and a lot of resources out there, which I'm still learning, and I'll bring you along on the journey. So it is serious, but please talk to your doctor, talk to a psychologist. I'm not a doctor, not a psychologist. All of this is just my opinion. So yeah. Yeah. Please subscribe as well, and keep watching for more videos. It really helps us. Thanks, guys.